Have you guys been enjoying Silksong? Because I have. I played it like once so far on stream because I'm kind of waiting for other people to play it first so people will watch me. Because my viewership was really low when I played it. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah. If you're seeing this, like, comment, and subscribe because YouTube's updates are great. Let's watch it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ruff here. So over the past year or so, there has been a sort of assembly line of AAA flops in the gaming industry. Games that have cost once legendary studios hundreds of millions of dollars and countless layoffs. And what's made those failures even more embarrassing for these companies is the fact that a lot of indie games during that time have had immense levels of success.
Oh my god, right, Schedule 1 also existed and was a huge success. Bro, Water Park Simulator is amazing. I love that game.
Success with development teams that you can typically count on one hand in terms of
Yep.
the number of developers needed to make these breakout hits. Now, of course, we have seen the recent release of Hollow Knight Silksong. This is the sequel to
Amazing
the
game.
previous
Really hard. Way too hard for like no reason. Why does everything deal double damage? It's not fair. It's not fair.
Hollow Knight game that sold around 15 million copies back in 2017. And this game was recently announced in terms of its release date. It was announced only about 2 weeks before September 4th when this game was released. And at a $20 price point, I don't think it's really too surprising to add up all those factors. And when you look at the success, it just adds up, right? Right
Yeah.
now, nearly 5
Like the peak was like something 500,000. Like it was like 500,000 something.
100,000 in-game players. Here's the
There
chart
it
so
is.
far.
There's the peak 508, almost 600,000 people, all-time
For
peak.
the first couple of days.
Wow.
Every day peaking over 500K. This is a massive, massive success. And again, looking at the total picture, all the factors involved, I don't think a lot of people are really surprised by this. In fact, things are probably going better than a lot of people expected, especially around that $20 price point. It's really that easy, ladies and gentlemen. Come out with a good, enjoyable experience
Yep.
and give it a reasonable price point, and people will really look fondly upon your game and your company. In fact, Silksong is doing so well, even known game pirates are encouraging people to just buy it instead.
Yeah, it's $20, man. It's freaking $20. Remember, Silksong crashed all 4 stores they are in? Yep. Silksong just crashed all the stores. So Silksong's price is $20. It's so reasonable that known game pirates are encouraging people to just buy it instead of stealing. Other fans believe they underpaid for the game. I believe I underpaid, bro. Like $20, that's nothing. I want to give them more money. I was expecting like at least 30, right? Maybe 40. 20? That's a steal. I stole from them. I stole from Team Cherry. Every one of us stole from Team Cherry. They deserve so much more.
Instead of steal it, which is pretty unheard of. On top of that, some other fans are hoping to give more money than the $20 they already gave because they think it was worth more than that $20 price point. So clearly a lot of goodwill has been generated here along with a lot of sales. Now this has been a total disruption.
If they're selling for 20, they're probably still making money out of it. You know, it's actually a really smart marketing strategy because if they are putting it at 20, more people are obviously able to afford it and thus driving up sales. It's just smart. It is actually just smart marketing. Gosh, English.
For the gaming industry. It has served as a major embarrassment for a lot of the
Wait, you're right. Sorry for pausing again. We are only seeing the Steam sales. We are only seeing the Steam peak. People are also playing it on all other consoles. You are absolutely right. Holy.
gaming industry. It has served as a major embarrassment for a lot of the AAA titles, and also a lot of
Good.
indie developers are really scratching their heads and trying to figure out how to fix what's going on, including having to delay and postpone their release dates because they were caught off guard by this last-minute release date announcement from Silksong, and they believe they are being dwarfed by the success, and there won't be any attention left for them.
I didn't see indies complaining about it, but I did see indie studios delaying theirs because obviously no one is gonna be able to compete with freaking Silksong. Like, duh, they know. Like, it's only the smart thing to, like, delay your own release.
But this is all crazy because you think about what's going on in the industry and how crazy things have gotten with these bloated
They were crying on it? I didn't see it personally, but alright. If they did, then they did.
budgets and huge teams working on games that end up flopping. Then you look at Team Cherry, who's responsible for Hollow Knight Silksong, and their core development team consists
Bro,
of
it's three people.
dudes. It's just 3 people.
It's 3 people, man. 3 people. How?
Who are responsible for a game that is literally disrupting the industry right now, and it's pretty impressive. Then you look around at like Ubisoft and the other usual suspects who are trying to push the idea of quadruple A price points, trying to sell you on games like Skull and Bones with nearly billion-dollar budgets, and then being completely shocked when, well, people don't feel like they have to give their money over to these companies. And they're also the ones trying to convince you that you should get used to not owning your games. But then they get squashed by these indie developers, and it's honestly pretty cathartic to see. On top of that, the future doesn't look too bright for some other AAA releases. Marathon is one that was supposed to disrupt the shooting game scene, and we've seen how that's been playing out. A lot of the gameplay and designs have been heavily criticized and left people very underwhelmed, and their initial release date was supposed to be towards the end of September. That has been delayed. Probably good news for them because Silksong would have also pushed them a bit too. And you compare what's going on with Silksong just kind of dropping when it's ready and people flock to it. Then you have Bungie offering $500 gift cards to people who participate in the next playtest.
What? Are they that desperate? It's probably like one person wins that, right? It's like just like a raffle, right? Jesus Christ. But bro, guys, what's the marketing guy called again from Team Cherry? Because that person is following me, and I don't know why. What did I ever do? What did I ever do? Is it one of them? I don't think so. But yeah, like the marketing person for Team Cherry for some reason is following me. That's quite interesting.
Responsible for Hollow Knight Silksong, and their core development team consists of 3 dudes. The people who participate in the next playtest. They have to pay people $500 to just want to playtest this game. It is going to be such a disaster, but you would think maybe there's something to learn here. If you look around at everything happening with Silksong, other indie games, and the scene generally, maybe there's some lessons to be learned. Well, not according to these journalists, who are trying their best to not sound as petty as they really are. You can see this coming from Eurogamer. Is Hollow Knight Silksong's cheap price a problem for other indie games?
No, it's not. Shut up. Other people just need to market accordingly. Like, they just need to market better.
Its impact. In quotes here. People have less money now and are buying fewer games. End quote. Wow. Who saw that coming? What are you telling me that people will spend $20 on an enjoyable experience over overpriced slop? That's
But inflation, inflation though. How are we gonna pay our bills? Inflation. Poor game devs need to pay money. They need to buy food too.
Crazy,
Jeez,
but
man.
You can see the narrative being set here. It's not just about the bloated AAA games out there. It's also indie developers who are responding, let's just say, not the best to this sudden release date that was shared about 2 weeks ago. And, well, they've been taking it to Blue Sky. Here is a developer of a different indie project here, Unbeatable, where they say this: Silksong honestly should have cost $40, and I'm not even joking. I would go so far as to say it's bad, it doesn't. But
I would have paid $40 for it. But $20 is amazing.
It will have effects.
It's not bad though.
Not all those effects are good. So right off the
more bias means more money. True.
They're trying to basically say Hello, how do you do, fellow gamers? We should increase the price of this game. Are you on board? No. No gamer is going to look at this and say, oh yeah, this game should be $40 for sure. No, I think we've just been so hammered down with bloated pricing where $20 seems pretty incredible for an indie game even. And I'm glad people are responding so well. There's something to be learned here, but they're trying to say that this price point, because the game is so successful, is going to cause issues for other indie developers. But they continue on saying millions of people will probably buy Silksong on day one. And it was a game that had a very low budget, because the budget is these devs worked on it without direct pay for however long they wanted to do that. It had these devs are independent.
Yeah, and the reason why they were able to do this is because they got paid from Hollow Knight, because Hollow Knight was a huge freaking success. While they were doing Hollow Knight, they had to take, like, other jobs to pay the bills. That's what they were doing. They invested in it. Then they had one success, and then they just did it for the love of the game. They're just gamers that love the game. They had so much fun developing Silksong that they just kept going.
Wealthy budget of effectively $0. They can price however low they want. As a result, their return on investment is infinite no matter what they do. But by charging such a low amount, they are causing lizard brain signals to fire off saying this kind of game is worth $20 and you should expect this game for $20. Good. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. Also, if you want to have a quote-unquote low budget, that's what happens when you have 3 core developers producing your game. And it's not like this is a fluke. They're trying to imply basically they have like this infinite budget, probably because of the success of Hollow Knight, but they did this before. They had massive success, and well, they earned the right to have this very easy approach to their sequel where they can take their time and really polish it, because, well, they're coming off a great success, and I'm assuming are very wealthy as a result of just the first game, but definitely now even more with the sequel. But you see this idea that people now will have this expectation that games like this are $20. Good. All I'm saying is good. And they continue on saying if enough of those lizard brain signals fire, some kind of games with actual budgets to pay people will need to live are going to get priced out of existence unless they can get some kind of organic groundswell you can't play for. I'm not worried about me. Unbeatable actually is a game like that. It has the kind.
So this person is a dev. Yeah. RJ.dcell games. This person is an indie dev. Yikes. Yeah, but this is about me, guys. For real. I'm not talking about. I'm just worried about the other indie dev. Sure, buddy.
Following. Sure. We'll probably be fine. But we could not price Unbeatable at lower than what we're gonna price it for a lot of reasons.
Okay, let's see. Is Unbeatable on Steam? Here's a demo for Unbeatable. There only is a demo. Planned release date 6th of November. It doesn't have a price yet. I don't even know what Unbeatable is. Oh, this game was shown off at I think at Gamescom. Like it was this rhythm game, this Persona-looking rhythm game.
Not every game gets lucky like we did, and we did get lucky. And it shouldn't be the default expectation.
I don't know how I'm gonna show this. Copy page URL. Give me a moment. Because I don't know if I'm logged in Steam. Okay, here. Was this one. Like, it was this weird rhythm game, I think. Yeah. See?
No, I think you should just price the game whatever you want. And if it's good enough, people will buy it. As long as you're not going out there and doing something ridiculous with the pricing. But, yeah, I mean...
Bro, they must have had a budget since they literally advertised at the Game Awards.
Games need
not Game Awards, Gamescom.
Of
so...
groundswell. I mean, how do you get games like Schedule 1 blowing up out of nowhere? I mean, you know what? I think a lot of indie developers out there could learn a thing or two instead of going off and saying disparaging things about gamers all the time like we see with
Yep.
other indie developers. Maybe just like, I don't know, do your job, produce something fun, and maybe wait for those moments where some bigger streamers engage with your product.
Bro, you know what it is? They know they are advertising to a niche and they know they will not get a lot of sales. They just know, so they already price it up higher. They know they're not producing something that is appealing to a good and wide audience. So it's like, isn't it kind of on themselves?
And share it with their audience, and then that kicks off a big chain reaction. But there's some more reaction on Twitter this time from another indie developer saying, as a dev making a smaller Metroidvania than Silksong, which I originally thought would be fairly priced at 20 USD, what should I price it now? It'll be a 10 to 15 hour long game, but it was made by one person with limited dev time and funds.
Still do it on 20. Who says you can't do it on 20? That's not a bad thing. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Why do you always need to compare yourself?
I can't afford to give it away for free. I'm glad to see that the responses to this were all just saying, sell it for $20. You're good. Like, I think that is a fair price. I think getting into this comparison match between all these indie games is becoming a bit of a problem when one game can all of a sudden disrupt the whole market and all of the pricing associated.
Jeez, make it
with indie games. I think
$19.99.
it's a bit much. But here's the more unhinged responses. A game creator over here saying,
Oh boy.
this is a fair statement, and quite honestly, at Team Cherry Games really does a disservice to the industry. And
there's a disservice! They made a good game and they want gamers to not pay too much for their game because everyone is already paying too much. Oh no, a disservice! Boo! Like, shut up.
developers pricing
Shut
Silksong so low. The level of work, craftsmanship, years, and you charge $20. I get
So
being
what?
pro-consumer, but this would be infuriating to your colleagues and in turn
Boo!
distort gamers' sense of worth. Why
Boo!
Why do people think they have the right to tell other people what they should price their game at?
Legit.
Like, if they want to do it for $20, they should do it for $20. And if gamers start having an expectation of that, I think that's fair. That's a good thing for the industry. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can see how disingenuous all of this is. Someone else replies this. They got ratioed into oblivion. This user says, didn't knew who you were until I saw this post made to Team Cherry. I will avoid anything you work in the future because I've never seen so much arrogance and stupidity at the same
True.
time. Get bent.
True.
And this person responds by saying, I do not care. Well, I'm glad we've established that no one cares. I don't think people are going to care about anything you create because you have this attitude.
The Rose Company. Who's this person? Let's go. Twitter. Game creator, author, podcast, game night with Eric Khan, Jason Rose, the Rose Experience, dad and husband. Bro, so like, who are you? Where's your game? Game night, game night. What's the rapid fire? I don't even know, man.
And you're directly calling out this indie team because you don't like the price of their game because they took their time and they used.
This dude was talking trash about anime profile pictures, responding to him, and the anime profile pictures where people like squee. Oh my
the resources
god.
well and kept a small team so they could actually justify that price point. But anyways, here's some more stuff from Blue Sky. This person saying, by the way, Team Cherry absolutely had the responsibility of giving a heads up about the release of Silksong and
No, they didn't.
accommodating other indie devs in regards to it.
How? What do you mean? Accommodating? How? First of all, no, they didn't. Second of all, how? What? Bro, someone else just being freaking butthurt over here. What the hell?
Art isn't made in a
Jesus.
vacuum. As indie devs, they are absolutely should know how hard it is for other indie devs to be visible.
Okay, get good. Skill issue. Too bad. Make a good game.
You can't do anything right. You can't even just release a game on your own schedule at your own price. You have to accommodate other indie devs. Like, I'm sorry, this is a business. You're selling games. Like, if someone like Silksong, if they want to go out there with their team and sell it at this time with this much announcement beforehand at this price, that's their choice. And you know what? If it's that easy, then why don't other people do it too? I don't really know where all this entitlement comes from, but it's not really a good thing. But as you can see, part of this is also that a lot of indie developers are now delaying their games to basically get out of the way of Hollow Knight Silksong. And if that's their call, that's their call. But the amount of indie...
No, that's smart to do, because obviously you can't really compete, like, with Silksong when Silksong comes out. I think that's smart. That is completely fine to, like, delay your, what is it, your published date, your launch date, that one.
game.
A lot of these devs said we will be playing it too. Yeah, like the devs for Peak literally said rip for Peak in 2 weeks, and then people were like calling them out or some shit, and then they said, no guys, you are getting us wrong, we are going to play the game too. It's us that will play the game.
That have jumped ship as a result. I mean, you have games like this, right? Getting a lot of traction too with their post. Almost 1 million views, 20,000 likes.
Oh, I think I've seen this one. Yeah. I know about this one.
That they're pushing back their release.
Like, I mean, I've seen this game itself
because of Silksong.
Not this post.
I mean, they directly mention it. I appreciate their honesty, but they're one of many,
I think that's fair.
many
I think that's completely
indie
fine.
games that are doing this exact same thing, all pretty much directly mentioning Silksong.
Like, I bet a lot of them are just wanting to play Silksong too.
As the reason they're doing this. And other people would react, again, expressing this message that Silksong's 2-week PR push has done some damage to other indie studios, and that they didn't think about the impact this would have on other indies and their marketing. And it's a bummer that they hope is not replicated. Again, I mean, we've beaten this to death at this point. The fact that there's so much pettiness and animosity towards Silksong and Team Cherry for just releasing this game in the way they saw fit. I don't know what to tell you at this point. That was their choice, and it paid off for them. They don't have a responsibility to other indie devs. Like that's just, I'm sorry, that this is not everyone getting around singing Kumbaya and doing what's best for one another. It's a business. And they had to do what they thought was best for their products. But this is the perfect one to end the video on.
Oh boy.
This person says, I can't be the only one who thinks it's kind of effed up for Silksong to reveal its release date so late. Like,
why? Yeah, you and other devs are the only ones that are getting really butthurt about it. Everyone else loves it. Bro, people were even thinking that they're gonna shadow drop it, okay? Be happy that you had a 2 weeks notice. In all honesty, be happy there was a 2 weeks notice.
Man, you're indie developers. You should understand the struggle that studios go through. Another user says, which studio will be brave enough to say, Silksong can suck my balls, we're not moving? And the original poster says, I pirate Silksong and buy 10 copies of whatever game does that.
Oh, boo, you gotta pirate Silksong, no. Oh, boo, all the poor 500,000 people that are playing the game right now are crying, boo.
So much for supporting indie developers. The second they do something you don't like, you're gonna pirate their game and buy 10 copies of whatever other game out there tries to stick it to them. Amazing stuff. Not too surprising to see this sort of response on Twitter. But this whole thing has been interesting, and success well-deserved with Hollow Knight Silksong. I don't think anyone was too shocked to see the numbers this game is pulling. I mean, maybe it's a little more than some people expected, but I think everyone knew it was going to get hundreds of thousands of in-game players at any sort of peak point. And this is very impressive stuff, and another indie game showing what the industry should be about, getting some reasonable price games out there, something fun, and something people can, just enjoy without breaking their wallets. And this should serve as a lesson for a lot of people in the industry, especially the AAA side of the industry, who has lost their way in many regards, spending insane amounts of money to make slop when they are completely undone by a team of 3 devs. Many such cases. Good. But anyways, that's going to do this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
All I can say to those devs that are crying about this is, get the f good. Make a better game. As simple as that. Make a better game. Stop crying. Skill issue. Here's the link, guys. Go leave it a like. Leave it a like, comment, subscribe on both mine and his videos, and yeah, that's about it.